Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to Perspective. And if this is your first time coming to Perspective and you're kind of curious about what Perspective is about, it is found right there in the name Perspective. This is a safe place, a safe tree, a safe tree, a safe tree, if you will, of discussion. You can come and freely and openly share your opinions, your points of views, your lived experiences, i.e., your perspective. And we can just openly discuss it with respect. Many times, whenever there is a topic broached, you may find yourself on the opposite end of that discussion or that point of view. And we think when you have the opportunity to respectfully have that discussion, and actually brings people closer together because you're on differing ends, it doesn't mean that that person is right and you're wrong, or that you're right and they are wrong. It simply means that those points of views are different. And again, when we get the opportunity to discuss those differences, they bring us close together as individuals. And as we're close as individuals, we become closer as a community. And as we're close as a community, we'll ultimately be close as a world. And that is what we aim to strive for here on Perspective. My name is Eric Butler, aka The Intellect, aka Cullinan 8, because I'm the biggest diamond ever found on land. I'm 3,000 plus carats, y'all. AKA The Atlantic, because I'm cold, deep, and choppy. And it ain't nothing nobody can do about it. My background is in talent acquisitions and staffing. Been doing that for about 20 years. That has given me the opportunity to volunteer in the community and become the advisory board member for a nonprofit called the Empower Series. It's a financial literacy nonprofit. You can definitely go on YouTube and look up Empower Series and check out some of that content. I've also been able to do some career coaching that's ushered me in opportunities to speak on that topic and subject, and ultimately has brought me here to this seat and to be connected with a co-host who is often imitated but never duplicated. They are one of a kind. They are the sharpest tool in the shed. So I'm going to take a step back and pass the mic over to my illustrious co-host and allow them to introduce themselves.
Hi, everyone. Happy Thursday. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Latoya, aka Chef Jeff's wife, aka Them Kids Mama.
Hmm.
I am a licensed professional counselor. I'm an author. I also have an audio only podcast called Say More About That. You can totally find that on all streaming platforms. Say More About That is my little corner of the internet where I say more about all things mental health, wellness, and sometimes relationships. I'm very excited about it. It's my thing. Check it out if you have the opportunity. Y'all heard me say Chef Jeff's wife. Chef Jeff also has a show on the BS3 network. His show is This Dope Cooking Show. It airs on Tuesdays at 5:30.
Yep,
It's
yep.
an amazing show. Now don't show up hungry because you're gonna have attitude. You'll
It
be like,
will
she
be a
told me to
problem.
watch this show and now I'm hungry. Now I got an attitude. And hey, that's not my fault. I told you don't
Right.
show up hungry.
And we say it jokingly, but we so serious.
No, for
So
real.
serious. Yeah.
No, for real.
Um uh Chef Jeff definitely does it in a manner that, it's not one of those, you know, you pay $100 and you feel like you got $2.30 worth of food. This is
No, he's
good food. It is a great balance of elegance and heartiness, and the flavor is always there. I know I'm saying it serious, but that's because I have been I've been in a part of it firsthand,
practical.
and I'm just telling you, it's real. So definitely go check him out Tuesdays at 5:30. This dope cooking show. All right, Doc. My
Okay, hold
favorite,
on,
my
hold on,
I
hold
know
on.
my favorite. I was gonna say, okay, Doc, my favorite part. I'm gonna let you do
The
your thing.
disclaimer. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Hi, guys. I am a therapist, not your therapist, unless we have paperwork and a payment plan in place. Eric and I will be speaking from our education, our experiences, just our perspective. We are not, we are not talking about our current lives or anything that we have currently going on, unless we say, currently in my life, this is what I have going on. Also, real quick, we know that your sister's cousin, homegirl, had the same situation and like it worked out well for her. We love her. We love that for her, but we are not talking about her. We are talking about our perspectives and the perspective of the more of the masses and not necessarily her.
Hmm.
I covered everything.
Okay, okay. There we
Oh,
have
shameless plug. Can y'all follow my dogs on IG? Chasing Jacks.
So
I'm
what is it?
a
All I got to do is go to Chase and
Chase
Jack's.
period in period Jacks. Chasing Jacks was taken, so I had to like come up with a little something else. Y'all, I
Mm.
really have so much fun over there. It's just the dogs. I be making them talk. They be trying treats. It's just a great time. Y'all going over there. If you just need like a laugh and something not serious, follow my babies on Instagram. They be kicking it.
All right, all right. Y'all go follow them right now.
Chase in Jacks. Y'all backstage, I totally was like, I'm about to get rid of him. I was just kidding.
Yeah, she did. I was like, stop the cap, stop the hat and the breeches and the shoes. That is just all. Stop all of it because that
It
is
was
not going to
cap.
happen.
It was definitely cap.
So Doc, I'm the title that we have, and everybody probably seen it. We're going to talk about money. We're going to talk about the concept of power and respect.
Mm,
Everybody
mm.
want all three of those,
Gotta
but
buckle up.
yeah. So, but I'm gonna show you how, because there's one thing that the first mentioned is I think has a big part of the two that follow. And so, but how do your emotions, how does what type of mentality you have, and the mood affect your finances? So, money, power, respect. I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all see that. Money, power, and respect. How emotions, mentality, and mood affect your finances. So we're just going to have a few topics that we speak over. Doc always heals somebody through every show. Somebody shall be
Doing the
healed.
Lord's work.
So let's start off here, Doc. I'm going to pose something to you, and then we can talk through it.
All right, what's up?
I'll probably have a lot to kind of counter and throw in there, but we're going to talk about the emotional connection to money.
Mm.
So I know you are big about definitions, but I think through this discussion it'll be pretty straightforward. But you always give your let's break it down or maybe look it up. So talking about the emotional connection to money, the subtopic I would say I'm thinking fear and then that scarcity mentality. I think that's one of the things that hinders individuals. And I'll say one thing. Um, Having that mentality is why you miss a lot of opportunities. Poor is an acronym for passing over opportunities repeatedly. And I think that's a huge issue that kind of leads into that. But I know it's deeper, especially from a cultural and a societal standpoint. But I'll let Doc interject, and I won't try to take all the juice.
Oh, there's so much to be said. Let me try to
Mhm.
reel it in. Okay. When we talk about mentality, and I was a person who did not believe this, right? Like I'm like, no, I just need to get the high paying job and I just need to budget and we're gonna be fine. That's actually not true because if you can't budget $5, you're never gonna be able to budget $5,000. It just is
Bam.
what it is.
I
And
wish I had a
so
sound. I wish I had a sound machine. I was, but
and
go
so
ahead.
and it's just kind of like when you don't have it, you think having it is going to make it better. And especially in this economy, that's not true. Y'all have heard me say a million times, 100,000 is the new 50,000. And when we talk about mentality, we talk about that scarcity mindset. Do you believe that you're worthy of abundance? And I know it sounds like real, like woo, 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 and like mystical and new age and all that. But like, are you operating from a place of abundance? Do you think that there's enough money out there in the world for you? Because if you don't, if you think you got to work hard for it and fight for it and backstab people for it, you ain't never gonna have enough. And so I think, and I have learned that your mentality probably matters more than that budgeting spreadsheet.
Man, um, I can tell you right now, being a part of a financial literacy program, I'm telling you, everybody thinks more means better.
It don't.
And It doesn't. You have individuals who have huge homes, look like mansions, and there's barely any furniture in there. You have individuals who have a very, let's say, a prominent position in title and in function and responsibility. Let's say a doctor who has their own practice. Probably average 250 to 350 a year, living check to check. So it really isn't about the amount, because you would think, man, if I could, it's always, if I can just make a little more, then I'd be able to fix everything. And it's not. It's going to start with your mentality and understanding the mechanisms and the things you need to do. So how financial insecurity kind of leads to, I would say, hoarding or reckless spending. It's like when you hold back so much, and then you think you deserve a thing, but you don't know where to properly place money. You think you're making an investment in something and you're really wasting money. I'll tell you, being rich is having a lot of money, but being wealthy is when you're
Keeping a lot of money.
oh, now that's a bar. But my definition was going to be when your money is making money. So you don't even live off of your money. You live off of the money that your
Your
money
money
is
makes.
making.
Mhm.
To me, that's when you're in a wealth account. That's just my point. I know there's probably some other technical thing, but that's mine. So someone who is, and the things that make the difference. This is not to let people off the hook, but it's to definitely understand. Like if this wasn't talked about in the home, like how do we get in this position? It just wasn't taught.
Mhm.
And a lot of us
But
we
I don't
we
think that's an excuse anymore. I think in now, in our parents' generation, maybe our grandparents too, that probably was an excuse. And I said, like, I wasn't taught about money. Like, my mama spent money like water. My daddy, my daddy's financial advice to me was pay yourself first, save money. He didn't say
yeah,
nothing about no investments, no high yield savings
right,
account, no stock market. But he didn't know. Like, and he can't tell me what he doesn't know, right? But I no
right,
longer think that it's his responsibility to tell me. This is 2025. I can look up anything.
a hundred
There are
percent.
so many books on growing wealth. Like, what's that? Ooh, that really pretty black lady. Rachel something. Her book is We Should All Be Millionaires. Go read that book. The Millionaire Next Door. The Psychology of Money. Like, there's no excuse anymore.
Yeah, if you can go listen to John O'Brien, man, there's so many. I'm talking about black, prominent, and very viable, wealthy individuals who share their tips, share the information. Of course, sometimes they want you to buy a course or something like
They
that,
always do, but buy
or
a
buy their
book.
book. Yeah, but buy their book or something
Yeah.
like that. But it's really application. Application rules the nation, and it's the only thing that'll really correct and improve your situation. And that comes with a change of mind and some maturation. Because I'm gonna tell you this, that's how you bring the future into manifestation. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, y'all didn't see what I did there. You'll hear it when you come back the last time. But anyway, I thought you was gonna say something to me, Doc. Like, boy, why are you playing? But
Nope.
someone raised in a financially unstable household, they'll probably avoid investing or saving because
Yeah.
you fear sudden loss. I know there
But
was
hold on, but I feel like there's even a thing with that too, right? We think investing means oh, I gotta have like 5,000 to put in there. No, like they have apps like Acorn and stuff that just like rounds up the change. You can start as a person who used to make $32,000 a year with a kid. You can start. I
that's hundred
promise you.
percent right. No, but as we're talking about, it's the mentality. Like, I mean, there was there's I doing the research on this, and just being inspired by myself because I wasn't financially literate, and working in the banking industry, even though I was in talent acquisitions portion of it, it exposed me to organizations, situations, and people to think more fervently about that. And but the mentality is, and when we're talking about the aspect of mentality and how it impacts you with your money, if you have never, if you've always been in a limited space to money, and it's always been demonstrated around you, you don't have any trust of saving. you don't even have patience when it comes to money.
Mm.
It's everything is fleeting. For example, they did an experiment. I think it was probably sixth or seventh graders. And they asked them, hey, well, I think they were in elementary, somewhere in the 1 to 6. Um, and they asked them who wants some gum. And all the kids raised their hand, right?
Hmm.
But they asked the kids, they say, now you got a choice. You can take one stick of gum today, or if you wait till Friday, you get 5 sticks of gum.
They
And
couldn't
it
wait.
and all of the minority kids said, listen, I want my one stick of gum right now.
Oh, that's sad.
It is sad. It's no different than when the teacher did the blue-eyed, the brown-eyed, experiment, or when we've seen the video where black kids would look and say, that doll is the white doll is the pretty doll, and the doll that looks like them is the ugly doll. It's just
Hmm.
it's a mental a mental breakdown of, I don't want to say reality because that is their reality, but the perception of how things work. And if you think about that, at that age, they're operating that way, and that is exactly intuitive to being involved in the capitalistic system that we have in our country. So if you don't know the rules of that game, which are mental, it's being patient, placing money, like sowing a seed and then watering it, being patient, paying attention to the weather and all the things that help that grow. So putting it in the right, financial vehicle, putting, if you're in investments, where to be, what's your risk tolerance, getting with other people who've done it before, reading up on it. And you never get exposed to it, and you don't know what you don't know. One of the
True.
best things ever told me.
But
So go ahead.
true. But I feel like there's so for everything you said, I could probably think of why people aren't showing up how we would prefer that they showed up. So if you go back to the stick of gum, those children who was like, "Now you gonna give me my gum today?" A,
Right.
there are so many things that we just don't know, right? Like, what's their financial situation at home? Are they allowed to eat candy? Like, blah, blah, blah. But I think the biggest thing is, what
Mm,
are they seeing at home that they feel like they got to have it today versus having five on Friday? And then, like, is it Monday and was it no school on Friday? And really, they were the smart kids. We'll never know. But I feel like there's a lot of stuff that's going on that we can't really attune to. And then you're saying people don't have patience because bill collectors don't have patience either. So it might be hard for someone who is kind of struggling financially to think about like, oh, let me put my money here, let me sow a seed, let me da 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 da. They calling me every day. I don't have time for the seed. I need to give them something today. You know what I mean? And I hate
mm.
that, but that's just kind
Yeah,
of how it's set up.
and that's yeah, and that's, I mean, I think that's the trauma of being, being in that position where that's not being able to be taken care of, and you have to always be anxious, and I got to get what I can get while I can get it. Does that make
I've been there.
sense?
You really have to do the work. And I tell people you need to go see a therapist that specializes in finances. That's not me. Don't come see me for that. I don't know what to tell you.
That's,
Um,
wait a
but
minute. First, we can't graze over that. So there are therapists who specialize in finances.
you can find that, and then they're rare and they charge.
Okay,
You can
that's
find
that's
that.
cool. Yeah, they
Because
are
that's a special like to do the work of like
breaking that type of habit or something,
it's
or
always like so it's a little bit deeper than breaking the habit. It's also getting them to see what they can't see.
mm,
Cause you like my bill's $500. I got $450, but you want me to invest these 50? No, I got to live. Cause what you
mm,
just say earlier, they've been restricted, 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 and now they think they deserve something.
yeah,
So that is a specialized skill set. But you have to do the work around it. Like that scarcity mindset thing is real. It'll have you
yeah,
operating check to check. Like you made more money than you ever have, and you are check to check. That means there's something wrong with you.
it's something wrong with you. Now, here's another aspect, and then I'm gonna move on to like impulse spending and emotional triggers. But like this mentality, because I've heard this. I'm forgive me, but I called someone and I said, "Hey, what's going on?" And they were upset. They're like, "Man, my landlord tripping. Man, it's my partner. but my landlord tripping. I told him, could I pay the rent late? Um, and he was like, nah. He was like, I either got to pay it in full right now, or I got to go. And I was like, well, what happened? He said, man, man, I told him, man, let me pay it a little late because this weekend is my birthday and I have to, I'm celebrating my birthday. So I need to pay the rent late. Man, I don't know why he was upset and why he was tripping.
Oh
And
no.
he said it with like matter of fact, like the landlord was in the wrong for wanting their
But
money on
ain't that
time.
crazy how people feel so
It,
entitled?
it blew my mind. I
You
said, are
knew it
you
was your birthday.
serious?
Why you ain't playing for it? Your birthday the same day every year.
No, the mentality that my birthday is more important than me paying my
But that's
rent
what I'm
on
okay. So
time.
let's pretend that it is right. Let's pretend that your birthday you are be. Let's pretend that on your birthday you want to be treated like Beyonce. Okay, cool. You know when your birthday is. Why weren't you saving? And now you mad at somebody for enforcing their business policies? That's
Now
wild.
here's a little extra on that one. It really wasn't a pot. This is so funny because their partner was like, man, my wife said no. He ain't no paying late. Got to pay now. Got to go. I laughed. I say, boy, them sometimes, man, you got to have a partner like that. Just won't be
Cause
like,
what?
nah, man. Like for real, for real.
That's
It just
crazy.
tickled me. But anyway, but that mentality too. So couple that. You couple that mentality with individuals who have been traumatized too. It is just,
Mhm.
it's a sinking feeling. But and I
Recipe
think we
for
kind of
disaster.
covered these two, like the impulse spending, and emotional triggers, like the influence of like different stresses, excitement, even sadness.
Peer
Um,
pressure.
yeah,
Everybody else going and they gonna have on new clothes. I want to go and have on new
peer
clothes too.
pressure. That's a good one, Doc.
And then it's like when you grown, the peer pressure is in your mind because then people don't care. They just excited that they can go. They don't care. Like they trying to plan their own stuff and budget their own hair. Because I will tell you, as a woman getting ready for an event, the prep is more expensive than the event every time. Every time.
Every
And
time.
so every single time.
But
But
that's because it's too much prep, man. Everybody putting on
oh no,
too
ain't
much.
nobody finna go out. Nah, no. Even if you cut corners, the prep is more. Unless you're a DIY girl, the prep is more than the trip. Like it's just ridiculous. But anyway, um, but that even the need to feel like you got to do that is peer
Mm.
pressure. It's internalized peer pressure because did nobody tell
I
you you
know.
have to
I'm
get
telling you,
all
because
your
women,
stuff done, but it's
man,
there.
women, yeah, women be doing stuff that men don't care nothing about. And if you ask them why they doing it, they say, "Oh, I'm doing it for myself." Lies, lies, and deceit. You
I'm
better
doing it for the
not doing
pictures.
it. See, and who the pictures are for? Not for you. I mean, I've asked that question, and I'm gonna be honest. It's frustrating to ask someone a question. I already know the answer to the test. So I'm like, wow. So what do you take pictures for? I take them for myself. I'm not
I
like,
do. Nah, I do take pictures for myself because I like to see
well, here's the thing. I'm pretty sure
them.
you enjoy seeing the pictures,
Mm-hmm.
but those pictures get posted.
Because I'm a content creator. Of course
I
they get
know
posted.
exactly. So it's okay. But the problem is not them wanting to be, but like, why are you not comfortable saying, yeah, I'm a content creator, or I want to be seen, or I'm trying to get followers? Speak up. Say what you mean what you say.
Oh, I say that. Please follow me on all. You know what I mean? Like I,
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm
like,
saying. That's not a
but they not.
problem. No,
No,
but
but like women,
yeah,
that trip prep is crazy.
yeah. Thank you for getting me back on task, because I was about to
Yeah,
go on a whole nother
I
topic.
know. See how I did that?
Uh-huh.
Wrap
Boom.
that thing
That's
up.
that's why I'm hey, that's why my co-host the dopest. So man, money will never solve emotional problems.
No,
So you gotta
no,
fix the mind, then you'll fix the money.
yeah. And then you gotta like get. There has to be a level of maturity. You don't have to have every pair of Jordans that come out. Are you crazy? You're 40. Why do you need every pair of Jordans? Stop doing that.
And yeah, and won't you get you some dress shoes too? Oh yeah. No, I'm just playing out. I'm just saying that because of course that's more my, my stilo or where I have to be. But
But I'm just like, you need every pair. You in line every time it drops.
but what nah, I ain't gonna go into that. I'm good. I mean, why is it just the Jordans? What are some of the other what do you think are some of the other most unnecessary purchases that people make?
I Hello, my name is Latoya, and I have a problem buying workout clothes.
Uh, okay, workout clothes is on the list.
I spend so, but then this how I be justifying. I'd be like, "Whoops, don't sell. I would have spent this much." So really, I saved. That's so stupid. So stupid. That's dumb, and I do that. But I only do it with workout clothes. Like it's just
You,
I don't
you
know.
have a vice.
I
You
do.
cannot get. You can't scroll past them, huh?
It's just what you said earlier. I scroll past and scroll past and scroll past, and then I'm like, boop.
Why this boo?
Jeff was like, hey babe, what you doing? I said, I'm building a cart. I'm not gonna buy it. I just want to see how much it costs. How long you think that cart lasted?
Man, 24 hours.
No, I did good. It lasted 5 days. And
And
then I
then
bought it.
boop. And then boop.
I had to have it.
You know what? The reason you was able to last 5 days, because you was like, well, I'm gonna wait till that check hit, and then I'll be back up, and then I'm gonna take that off the top, and
No.
I'll be all right. I know I ain't gonna miss nothing. That's because
I
you
I
because
was trying not to buy
when
it.
you said, babe, I'm building a cart. So what does building a cart mean? It means I'm not about to purchase it at all, or is it
So
saying
when you shop
I'm
online, you put stuff in your cart.
right,
And so
but
I
it
was building the cart. I was going in and see. And then this is how sick my brain is. This is why y'all gotta go get
so if
help.
you don't buy it right away, you feel like you did something good,
Yes, I have,
but buying it Friday, and you just didn't do nothing but
and
just
it's
where
on
you said,
sale.
and you
It's
already
on
know
sale.
I'm gonna get this on Friday.
Well, no, I didn't
So
have
you
a
really
plan on
not
when I was gonna get it. I actually X'd out and cleared my cookies on my computer, but then when I had went back to the website and my cart was there, I said, "Okay, Jesus, I see what you did for others."
no,
Oh
you
my
didn't just read the law.
God.
No, you did just read the law.
Hey,
Oh.
that's why this is why no for real it's really bad. Them workout clothes is really bad, and I be laughing at people like because I'm like you don't need no Jordans. They probably like girl you ain't need them
You
leggings.
know, yeah, right.
And
I mean, like somebody
it-
be like, "Oh, I can't believe that, man. They smoking and they hooked on that nicotine, but can't move a muscle without that cup of coffee.
baby,
They
that's
hooked on
me,
caffeine, or
baby.
man,
Listen.
stop it,
And then my
stop."
caffeine tolerance so high because I have pre workout in the morning and coffee in the afternoon. It's crazy.
Not coffee in that pre-workout in the morning, coffee in the afternoon.
I'm
Yeah,
doing my best.
yeah. Now you're doing your thing. Now, here's a turnaround when it comes to mentality, the things that can kind of help promote it. So, confidence and wealth building mentality.
Yes,
So, how confidence, like, it can shape your financial decisions, like, it'll help you negotiate better,
there you go.
like on your
Yep,
salaries
yep.
whenever you're doing business, and also give you that wherewithal to move right in the right investments, whether it be on projects or in the market. So like people who believe in their financial worth, they negotiate better pay, and for example, and they actively put their money to work to build assets, and into the proper assets. See,
Mhm.
your mindset is your wealth, and then I'm gonna let Doc take it. And so you want to, just like you work out your muscles, you want to work out your mind. You want to build it to be strong. And I think you'll be motivated by the increases in money that you'll get, because it's
Yes.
like once you start saving, you get to a number you hadn't been to before. You just want to see it keep growing. I'm telling you,
The best
it's
thing I did
infectious.
was automatic savings.
Yeah, out of sight,
Don't
out of
have to
mind.
do it yourself. It just needs to happen.
And you need to put it somewhere where you don't have the
Not
need.
connected to your everyday bank that's on
Right,
your phone that you got to
right.
know a
You
different
can't.
a different
Yeah.
institution, somebody else.
Somewhere you got to get up and physically go in to get it, because you know what you'll do. You'll be like, I don't feel like it, and you'll keep saying it'll make it easier to say.
Yeah, but that automatic, and I tell people all the time, like back in the gap when my ends could not even see each other. Oof, $5 a
She
check.
said. She said when my ends they couldn't even imagine seeing each other. They didn't know each other existed.
No, no, stranger danger. Just $5. But you'd be surprised. You forget that it's just $5 because $5 is not a lot. And then you got to think this was years ago. So $5 really wasn't a lot, right?
Right.
And then eventually you like, oh, I did that. And that builds confidence, because what people don't recognize is that when you're starting from scratch, it's just like a car. It's like, but think about it like an old Chevy. Like you got to like crank that thing and then let it sit and
Right.
then you can go. So when you don't have any momentum and you're starting from zero, it's hard to get started.
It
But
is.
every little
But
deposit, every
and
little
that's the
thing.
thing. People don't understand. It's a thing called compound interest.
Yeah.
I'll say it one more time for you again. There's a thing called compound interest. It's something you need to know. It's something you need to study, and it's something you need to find out where it's at, what monetary vehicles um, promote it, and you need to use it. Get involved. But I'm sorry, I don't know why I turned that into a commercial.
I don't
But
either.
go ahead, Doc.
Yeah, I was just saying sometimes you got to create your own momentum. It's very hard to get started from scratch. And so just think about each little deposit is going to make you feel better later. And so, no, $5 today ain't nothing, but $5 every week for the next however long, that's more than you got. So go from
And
there.
and
And
every
another
little
thing
bit counts. Yeah.
about saving, stop trying to save big amounts. You ain't got it. Because I used to do this too back in the day. So I'm like, I'm gonna put $100 in my savings account. Baby, I'm going back to get 80 the next day. So listen, why not just put the 20 and let it go? You know what I mean?
Right.
Stop trying to do what the people on the internet doing. Look at your wallet, look at your banking app. How much can you get rid of or put in savings and not go get? Start there.
Man, and I'm gonna tell you something. Man, put somebody in your business now. Accountability is huge. We talk about accountability a lot
Yeah.
because I don't think there's any facet of life that you can improve upon, especially when we're talking about the psychology and the mental health of people without addressing accountability. And it's no different in this space in this conversation. You need to have someone that holds you accountable,
Right.
who's maybe looking at where your progression is. If you've made a decision, hey, I'm going to save $50 this month, and that's something small. That may be $2 or $3 here and there over the course of the 30 days, 31 days, and see what you can accumulate. Many
Right.
times if you do that, you'll end up saving more than you even anticipated. But when you make those type of decrees, put somebody in your business.
Tell
Get an
somebody.
Yes, tell somebody. Get an accountability partner. Let them know this is my plan. This is my agenda. And I'm going to do a quick phone or personal touch base with you every week to show you that I've put that in there. So just call me and ask me if I have. And it has to be someone that you're not comfortable lying to, someone that
Someone
has
that you respect.
and yeah, someone that has your best interest at heart, and just like Doc says, someone that you respect, someone you wouldn't want to let down, and to help yourself. To me, that is, people talk about self starter. Hey, finding the mechanisms that get you motivated or that compel you to do things where you find it more difficult. That is, to me, that is self motivated. That means you're finding the mechanisms to help you get done what needs to get done, despite how you feel, despite whether you like it and enjoy it, but it's the thing that you want to do to accomplish the goal that you're set after. So, um, financial trauma and generational impact, that's a part of when we're talking about mentality, like shaping the way that we handle finances. The basics we kind of touched on, having abundance versus scarcity mindset.
Mm-hmm.
When you have abundance, I think you move freely and more comfortably, and
Mm-hmm.
it actually helps you build wealth when you can
Yeah.
move in that way. Because like rich people, they invest with confidence. They
Mm-hmm.
don't, because something goes wrong, they've got
They
money and
cool.
they good. But but why people who really are caught in that scarcity mindset, they tend to hoard without growing what they have. And
Mm.
I'm gonna hit our not a religious, but our spiritually based group.
Come on,
If
spiritual.
if you think about the story of the master, and he had three servants, and he gave one five, he gave one three pieces of silver, 1 2, and then 1 1, and told him, well, no, 1 5, I think 1 3, and one piece of silver, and he told him to, go out and make something of it. And the one with 5 brought back 10, the one with 3 brought back 6, and the one with 1 went and buried it and just saved it and took it back when the master asked, what have you done? And he said, well, he said, why do you just have one? Because everybody else doubled it. And the one that doubled it, he gave him double more back to go and do more with. And the same with the second one. And I'm giving the layman's version of the story. But the one that just brought one, he said, well, I saved it because I didn't want to lose it and to make sure you got yours back. He said, well, I'm gonna take the one you got. In fact, you can just you can get up off my land, and I can't trust you with nothing. So ain't no need for you to be here. So I'm laymanizing that story, but it really
Because that's
indicates.
rude. But it was some rude stuff going on in that Bible.
But it was
Like, if
some,
you really read
but
that thing for yourself, it was
yeah,
crazy.
no, it's. I'm telling you, you better. Everybody around here tiptoeing and I almost said something footing. You got to be at a certain age and
Oh, yeah,
demographic.
don't
Yeah,
say
yeah,
that.
I ain't gonna. They
But then
around here.
it's giving perspective after dark when you say that.
You gonna speak that into existence?
I really am. I love that. I actually
Yes,
love
me
it.
too. I know we kind of
I
we'll
actually think
discuss
it's
it more
great.
later. But with that being said, people been tiptoeing too much about really really true practices, things that you need to do. If you matter of fact, I would tell you that I think the BIBLE is a great financial guide.
Not you spelled it.
Yeah, it's a great financial guide if you utilize it and you actually put it in applications. You can start in Proverbs. You can look up Exodus. That's a really good. You get some examples in there, but use the glossary. Use the index and find out where you can go and read about it. Anyway,
It's
uh,
another book that Concordian. Concordian. I don't know.
yeah,
It's another book where, like, if you're dealing with something, you go look in the Concordian and then they tell you where to go in the Bible.
yep,
My husband's a preacher's kid. That's why I know.
yeah, that's vital. Um, because ultimately, you don't you don't want to work for your money, but you really want your money to work
I
for
want
you.
my money to work for me.
Yeah, and that takes a certain mindset. So you got to really shape the way that you handle your finances. Also, that book talks about a renewing of the mind. So you have to
That
change
book
those
is
things for
crazy. Why you call
yeah.
it that book?
Uh, and then I'm gonna let Doc kind of go on this one.
Oh
Any
well.
thoughts on financial trauma and generational impact when it comes
Yeah,
to
growing up poor. Yeah.
yeah,
It hinders your decision making. On the flip side of that though, like growing up rich, it can still hinder your decision making. It's just a
boom,
different angle. We always talk about the poor kids, but what about the rich kids who don't know how to work for nothing and don't appreciate nothing because they always had it? So I feel like however you grew up, if there wasn't, oh, your favorite word, balance, if there
boom,
wasn't balance, then it can impact you. Because if you had nothing and you come from that, then you probably have a scarcity mindset and you trying to get it and you working yourself to death and you hustle culture and you don't take rest days. But on the other side, if you had too much or you had an abundance and there was no balance, then
balance,
there's
right?
a higher potential that you will be a person who's a little bit more free flowing and you'll lose it all if it's not protected from you.
Absolutely, absolutely. Like the inherited struggles of like wealth inequity, or as you say, being poor. It definitely gives you inadequate and poor financial habits, money
But it's
management.
hard to be poor because, like, you can't even really afford to go to the doctor.
Man, it's more than hard, man. It's traumatizing,
Yeah,
as it
like
says.
just not like I almost
Well,
feel
like we
like it's
and this is
worse.
you said nobody has excuses, but here's the thing: like families who never had financial literacy, think about their habits. They pass down the bad money habits.
Yeah, but so I hear you. I'm
No,
with you.
but
And
I'm
I
no, I'm with
believe
you.
in generational trauma and I believe in your
No, I'm with you
epigenetics and I
too.
believe in all of that.
Mhm.
However, everybody got a cell phone.
You're right.
Everybody got a social media account.
You're
So the
100%
minute you were
correct.
scrolling, and you saw the rich person and you didn't think to yourself, how they get their money? You didn't go on
Yes,
no rabbit hole and get nosy in their page. You
I
didn't hit
hear
the
you.
Google and be like, I am poor, I want to be rich.
Huh? And
Just
then you
saying.
got Chat GPT. I'm poor. I don't want to be poor.
Listen,
Well, what's the quickest way to be rich? You
chat
just
is
find out.
low key my
If you,
best friend.
yes, yes, yes.
I don't know who created that thing,
But
but
thank you.
baby,
But thank you.
it's
But
ooh,
it still starts with self. Um, break the cycle, teach wealth, practice
mhm.
wealth, and live in wealth.
And
That's
here's the thing. Even if you grew up in well, let me stop saying poor. If you grew up in poverty and you were socioeconomically challenged, there's somebody in your family that made it.
ask them a question.
Somebody. And everybody's definition of made it is different, but there is somebody who made it. Go over your uncle house that made it. See what they got going on. How did you get here? Because we got this going on at our house. You don't have this. What you got going on? Tell me more. You see what I'm saying? Go hang out with that person in your family that made it, because they probably have friends who are further along than them. You have to put yourself in position to be exposed to stuff.
Mm, yeah. How you gonna know?
You don't
Nothing
know
from
what you
nut.
don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah. Nothing from nothing leaves nothing. Better go over to Unc's house so you can tell the land what to do.
Son, everybody got
So,
somebody who made
absolutely. And that's another thing, man. Don't be ashamed, man. There's no need to reinvent the wheel.
it.
Um, this may or may not have been me. Knew a cat, had a rich, a cousin that was close to him who did, well financially. Their career was in banking, so they'd always made some really sound financial, moves to put themselves in a very well placed financial position. And the cat, was like, man, I need to hang with my cousin and
Yeah,
try to,
try to see what's
do
going on.
business, yeah, do something different, do business. And his wife was, got mad and said, man, you always falling behind him and doing what he say. Well, I'm following the person who is the financial expert in this financial move. And of course, it made that cat not listen to his cousin. Because it ain't nothing worse than your woman saying, "Hey, I don't even," you looking like a simp because you falling behind some kind of other man. But it
I
just
feel like
shows
that's more of a testament to her
it,
maturity level, and I
right,
hate that he did
right.
that because he probably could have been on the verge of something else.
Yep.
But that goes beyond back to the person that you marry
Yeah.
can help you grow or bury you in the dirt with them.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's so sad. That was, we talk about the crab mentality. I wouldn't even put it past them that they did it on purpose because they was like, you think, because some people want you to stay in a certain position.
They do. Some people
Yeah.
love for you to stay in the box they put you
Even the
in.
one you love, even the one you love. Your enemy could you're sleeping with the enemy. Ain't that the name of the movie?
Oh, Julia
Um,
Roberts, like back in the day,
that was terrifying. And
that
I'm a
movie.
dude. Yeah,
And
that
then
was
he like found her and
yeah,
like
man. I was like
moved them cans. Ooh, child. I
it
was
was
too
wild.
young to be watching that
It
movie.
was wild. It was wild. No, okay, I'm gonna stop. Now, here's the next element of that, Doc. We talk about mood. People talk about mentality, but mood, I think
You mean
that's
like
something.
emotional spending? Like I'm happy, sad, mad?
How your daily feelings, and how they affect your financial decisions.
Oh yeah, because people be like, "Oh, I need a little treat." I am a part of the little treat culture, but I have little treat on the line on my budget. So
Oh, so you budget, and you know what? That makes it.
yeah,
We when we talk about a mentality, another thing that I think it hits in all 3 points. So I won't say just in mentality, a factor of that. It's more of a practice. It's really creating a budget, but we'll get into that. Maybe in the last 5 minutes or so. So mood, like how daily feelings affect your financial decisions, like stress, and this is going. I want to hear what Doc's take on this. Money avoidance, like ignoring finances
oh, I
due to
used to be that
stress.
person. Ooh.
uh ignoring finances due to stress, like that leads to debt, and also late payments because you're stressed out about what you got to pay, and you
Mhm.
don't sit down to really figure it out, make the calls, get the extensions, whatever, and you end up paying late payments because you're like, well,
And then your
I'll
credit
just,
tank.
yeah, and then you're looking crazy. So like people avoid like checking their bank account because they're afraid of what they'll see. They'll see that number. That's so it's too. I thought I had 100. This ain't nothing but the $1.87. I don't
Ooh.
know why that was a big gap, but
And was you like an old lady when you did that? Like, what happens to your
I
voice?
don't even know what that was. It was just a
Mm.
moment. But what you avoid controls you. You have to face your
Also, avoidance
finances,
don't make it go away.
and yeah, and take charge. You got to step into it. I often say there's no easy way to do a hard thing.
You
So
say
you
that
just got to,
often. Yeah.
yeah, so you just have to do it
Do it
hard.
hard. Yeah.
Yes. And this is one of those examples. It's like, man, you really got to face it. And again, get somebody in your business. If you're not organized enough, get somebody who is organized. If you're like, man, I really ain't got the wherewithal, the administrative prowess to create a budget, man, pay somebody to create your budget for you.
Mm.
It'll be worth it. It's
Now you
worth
got to
it.
learn how to budget. Like you grown, you got to learn how to do
No,
that.
no. I'm telling yeah, but somebody got to build it. It's
But
some
here's the
people don't.
thing: if we're talking
It,
about if you ain't got
I'm
no
talking about
money, why
no.
you can't go look on YouTube?
You can. I mean, you could. They got budgets already built in, Microsoft Excel. You know what I mean? Or in Microsoft, you can do that easily. But I'm just saying, some people aren't. I'm looking at the base bottom of folks like I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't want to. But you got to get going in some place, in some space. And I don't care if you don't have any money, create a budget. Matter of fact, it'll be a lot easier to fill out.
Also, I think sometimes people are like, I have a budgeting problem. And there is space for the people who have an income problem.
Oh, wait, let's discuss that. You say there are people who have a budgeting problem, and
Mhm.
then there are people who have an income problem.
Yeah.
Them
If your
two
bill's
different,
$500 and you make 300, you have an income problem.
yeah, you have an
That means
income
you need
problem.
to Uber, Lyft, DoorDash,
You need to cut back on something
OnlyFans.
very
You know
quickly.
what? I feel like people who are broke have already cut back everything that they can cut back and still feel human.
Uh, and still feel human.
Yes. You don't
That
want
may
to feel
be.
like you in prison. Like,
You might
okay,
have to go
so
there
maybe
for
I
a
don't
minute.
have Disney Plus, but maybe I got Netflix. So maybe I don't have all
You
of these,
like
but maybe I got
so
the
let
one.
me get this straight, Doc. You're saying if you feel like they have no, I don't. You think the TV is a necessity?
Well, that was just the random example off the top of my head. But I do think so. Like for me, I have
Uh,
locks. I ain't not getting my hair done. It's not happening.
but you're not in.
When I didn't have locks and I wasn't making money, I was getting my hair done.
Mm, mm,
We're gonna do that now because we not. You
mm.
can't for especially a black woman. I cannot go out into the world and try to make more money and try to be better
Uh
if my hair not done.
huh.
Because who even am I right now?
If your hair is not done.
I am nothing when my hair is not that was dramatic. I'm just playing, y'all. I'm just kidding, y'all. We are somebody. I am not
You
my hair,
are
and we are
not.
blah blah blah. But no, for real, we
I'm
need our
gonna
hair
say
done.
it. I'm gonna
We need
say
our
it.
hair done.
You're not playing. You not
No, I
playing.
don't
You
think
like
I'm playing. I need my hair done. Like I
that's
get
what
an
I'm saying.
attitude.
That's why I'm like,
I,
man, we're gonna keep it 100. Like, you
yeah,
confidence, you're feeling you ain't comfortable, you ain't gonna be yourself, you're not gonna bring your best self to
hair
no
depression is
situation, right?
real. I don't care what nobody say. And I had it before. Man, I messed around. I had a doctor's appointment. Had to skip my retwist.
This
My lady
woman
was
is
booked.
making up
Please
diagnosis.
stop
She
talking to me
said
because I have hair depression right now.
hair depression is crazy.
It was this much hair before the lock. I said, don't nobody even talk to me. I have a whole attitude. As soon as I got my hair done, I was fine. So I just feel like for people who are in
Oh,
poverty, I just assume that they have cut out everything that they can cut out because they don't have it.
I got
So
you.
now you have an income issue. You
Doc,
need
you
to
got a lot
figure
of
out
faith.
how
You
to
got a
get it.
lot of faith in a lot of people, man.
I do.
A lot
I
of
do.
you
I've
do.
been broke
It's wonderful. It's
all
wonderful.
my life. Well,
It,
not all my life. I do not claim that. Let
it
me.
is it is wonderful. Because what I'm telling you, these folks trying to live, they trying to keep up with the Joneses.
I'm talking about folks that's being responsible. I'm not talking about people living check to check because they going to buy Jordans and buying workout clothes. I ain't talking
What
about them.
why else would they be going being check to check? Now, because I think that
Because some
that's
people
too
checks ain't big enough.
now, but I think that's a different because it ain't got nothing to do with your mentality. You just doing you only doing what you can do. But
And it's
even
not
but
enough.
even they can do something. Now it's one thing not to have money, and then you're right, it's another thing to have money, but you're not managing the money because of your mental state, your mood.
Budgeting issue or an income issue.
Okay, we got two separate things.
Because it's like if I'm not managing my money because of my mental state, because of my mood, that's still a budgeting issue. I still had the money. I just didn't do anything with it. That's budgeting.
I got you.
But
So
if I don't have the money, that's income.
yeah, it's a whole different thing. We need to do some skilling. That's another conversation. Like or an element, I would say sometimes you have to improve your skills. If you want to improve your finances, you have to improve your skills. So your income and compensation landscape can be expanded, so you can go make more money in a more prominent or better paying position.
Now, how do
So
people do that and they ain't got no money?
no, there's that's what do we just say? The you everybody got a phone. I promise you, there's a free
I just
program.
wanted you to tell the people. I know
Oh,
I
okay.
do. I
That-
wanted you to tell the people.
but I'm telling the people, because I promise you, there are programs, there are schools, there are grants, and there are funds to do that. Now, with okay, I'm gonna keep my comments to myself. Everybody know there's a lot of changes there, but I
Mm.
promise you, there are still, I mean, churches, organizations who like the United Way, who are well dug into that area that they will provide those skills. There's always something that you can do to upscale. We have Mr. Jay Gill. You say, hey, y'all. Hey, what's going on, good man?
Hello.
Yes, sir. So we're going to take the last 10 minutes. And so we talked about the mentality and some of the issues that it can create, things that you may see and expand. But we want to talk about strategies, like how do you take control by
Read a
being
book.
intent. Yeah, being okay. Doc has one right there. This is the time for everyone to go and grab your pen and your paper. We're about to share a few topics and subjects that are really around the control with intention. These are the things that will help you turn around your financial circumstances. So we'll get
I'm gonna
started
let
with
you go first because you financial enterprise. What is it? Dang. It just left me that fast. Come
it was
on.
just the way you said it.
Empowerment series. That's what
The
it is.
Empower series.
I did
Yeah,
my
you can
best.
go to www.empowerseries.com and check out our website. And it has, all of the tools, all of the, budgeting. It gives you connections to the organizations who will do financial evaluations. You can get training. There's teaching on there about financial literacy. So you understand what you have, what you can do, and also resources, education, and information that can help you turn those things around. You can always reach out to me and I can guide you to the right places. But so building financial discipline, like track your spending habits, and recognize what triggers you. Does it make you, is it releasing dopamine just to see that package at the front door?
Yes.
Things like that. You really need to take heed of that and what's triggering you to do that and become more disciplined. Like implementing a 24-hour waiting rule before making a big purchase. Don't know how big that'll work because I know someone who can go a whole 5 days and they still gonna bloop.
It
And
wasn't
that
a
is the
lot. It was on sale.
and again, I would encourage people, if you identify like you really need to make some major changes and you need to change your spending habits, you got to take the control out of your own hands or put somebody else in, again, put somebody in your business. You need to have an accountability partner, someone who is helping you to achieve and get to that goal. Shifting from that, and this is one I was, one of the things that we talk about in the Power series is that we want to help people thrive in every area of their lives. And I always say, we want to move from surviving to thriving, is the way I like to say it. And so shifting from a survival to like wealth building, or switching from a survival mode into thriving mode. So prioritizing assets over liabilities. And if you can, you got to start in the same in very simple places. Like investing in a course to learn. This is kind of going, you if you can see where I was going with sometimes getting a new skill or acquiring, new information to enhance your ability to make more money. So investing in a course to learn financial management or another skill instead of, buying another phone or buying gadgets or buying leggings. I couldn't help it, Doc.
See, the next time I share something with you, this is why people don't be being vulnerable. Okay, this is why everybody be talking about transparency. Then they want to just no, I'm just kidding.
That was good. You got. She was like, "Wait a minute!" Like, man, Doc be right on point. I knew how she was gonna handle that. But we have to, shift from survival to a thriving mentality. And the way you do that is by enhancing yourself, mentally with your skills and your ability to make more money. And that's how you really take control of that. Then you want to monitor that too. And then you want to cultivate, um, I would say, cultivate a mindset that money equals power mentality. Understand that it's one of the things that'll help put you in what I call the winner circle. I call it the 3 Ps. You need to put yourself in, so you would make money decisions. And I would say all decisions that put you and yours in what I call the winner circle. Anything that puts you and yours in a position of power, it puts you and yours in a position of prosperity, and it puts you and yours in a position of protection. Because when you do that, then you will have peace. And when you're at peace, you're able to easily plan out and walk out your purpose. And when you're planning and walking out your purpose, I promise you that's going to make you more powerful. And the more powerful you are, the more prosperous you'll be, the more protected, the more peaceful, and then the more
Okay, so
purposeful.
somebody opened up the dictionary to the P's and was like, "Let me put this together." That was smooth. I see what you did there. I was focused.
Yeah. But for me, I'm putting yourself in a winner circle is one of the things. So you have to cultivate a mindset to do that. And really, it's like, so if whatever you're proposed with, a purchase, moving money here or there, or anything, you got to ask yourself, if me doing this, I'm maybe loaning it to someone, maybe going on a trip with someone, it's anything. If you ask yourself, does this put me in mind in a position of power, prosperity, and protection? If the answer is no, then the answer is
No.
no. And the most important person you have to start saying no to in order to turn
Self.
this around is, say it again, Doc,
Yourself.
yourself. So, and that's where you would begin. It's to begin with yourself. So, understanding that financial literacy is power, and it's not just about the money. As Doc made a clear point, it's not just whether you have a budgeting problem. Sometimes it's an income problem. So, it's not just about the income. Knowing how to make money work for you instead of being a paycheck to paycheck to paycheck chaser is a key element. And if you find yourself where, as Doc said, the ends didn't even know that they existed and had
Mm.
no means or way of meeting each other, then you need to make some adjustments on either adding some more yarn or removing some of the space in between that's keeping them away from each other. So, but Doc said you get to keep your Disney Plus and your Netflix
I
and
said
all of
pick
that.
one. I ain't say you get to keep all of them. Don't be lying to these people. They be like, the lady on perspective said, no, I did not. But I do, because listen, we still gotta live. That is a whole nother thing, and we are at time. What I would love
Right.
to say to the people who are here and the people who will catch the replay, we sincerely appreciate you for being here. We love that you're here. We love that you share with us. We love that you talk to us, and we love that you comment. And we just appreciate you being here because we recognize you could be anywhere you want to be on a Thursday night, but you have decided to be here with us. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a different friend that Perspectives is happening on Thursdays at 8:30 Central. We love you guys so much. You can connect with us in our Facebook group. You're going to be talking to Eric. You can connect with us on our Instagram. You will be talking to me. Keep it keep it cute, because I do put people on blast. Yeah. And we'll do this again next week.
Absolutely. Hey, we love you all. Thank you. If you have questions, let us know. If you have comments, let us know. If you have recommendations and suggestions, let us know. So we'll see you next Thursday here on Perspective at 8:30. Everybody be wonderful. Everybody be powerful, protected, and prosperous. All right. Bye-bye.